One of you sent us an email about Bill Lee. Bill is the president of a company called Knightscope. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol KSCP, which Mike believes is a radio station in LA.
KSCP.
Right. It does sound like it. That's how I'm always going to remember the symbol. And of course, you can go to knightscope.com. But Knightscope's mission is to make the U.S. of America the safest country in the world.
We could use it.
And I don't want to go as far as saying RoboCop, but I'm going to say this is pretty damn close to RoboCop. Bill, great to see you, man. How are you? Good to see you on the Big Biz Show once again, bud.
Hey, good to see you again. Thanks for having us. How are you guys doing? I think you're having too much fun over there.
Yeah, we do. We got to get you in San Diego because you're not that far away, buddy. This is, it's a hop, skip, and a jump. Hey, I want you to go from the top because we had so many emails on you last time you were on the air asking who this guy was, what's this company name, so on and so forth. Talk about Knightscope because you guys really are kind of on that in that intersection of public safety and artificial intelligence. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, we build robots. They're going to kill everybody and take everyone's job. I mean, we're right on point.
Well, we have the next co-host.
We're focused on the media talking point.
Yeah.
But all kidding aside, we've got these crazy robots that are running across the country from Hawaii through North Carolina, across almost every time zone, running 24/7, 365, helping keep the places you visit, work, live, and study much safer. So it's a combination of, like you said, robotics, artificial intelligence, self-driving. So they're not remote control. They're autonomous, and electric vehicles to make hopefully a long-term impact on the U.S. Safety and security.
Bill, I've got a question for you. So let's say we're at a convention center. Comic-Con's coming to San Diego. I know you guys watch us from all over the country. But Comic-Con's coming to San Diego, I believe, next week. If I'm not, or was it this week? Maybe this week. I don't know. Anyway, it's here. But that'd be a typical example of where one of your automated law enforcement machines, which is this is what we're going to call it from now on, talked about the interaction. Like what would happen, for example, if they were patrolling, so to speak, sort of a city center like that.
So we are working on a couple of convention centers, coincidentally, but usually it's hospitals, casinos, manufacturing plants, logistics facilities, more of that consistent kind of boring everyday, convention center can kind of go up and down.
Yeah, right.
But to answer your question is basically, let's say, I don't know, the law enforcement is on the lookout for somebody, or a corporation fired someone last week and it didn't go well. You can upload the profile pic of the person, the license plate, and any mobile devices associated with that person. Now the machines are on 24/7 looking for those detections to give the officers kind of really smart eyes and ears for them to do their jobs.
Sure.
They can also speak through the machine as if it's a mobile PA system. So you can give an officer, a guard, or 911 dispatch an ability to be eyes, ears, and voice on the ground in multiple locations at the same time.
Bill, do you get any pushback from people saying, oh, this is just too much Big Brother, this is more Big Brother?
Only if you don't have any manners. And what I mean by that is if you deploy a machine and you never introduce yourself to the tenants, the employees, the students, the faculty, whoever it might be, and you just put the machine there, yeah, you're going to have all kinds of problems. But if you're cordial and you have the robot naming contest, like, why is it here? This is what it does. Then everybody's all thumbs up, all good to go.
There's 20,000, 19,000 police agencies.
Yep.
There's almost 10,000 security companies,
Yep.
and of course, private corporate security and so on and so forth. You have a $500 billion market here that you're dabbling in here. Talk about the adoption rate, because we've been talking about, even out of the gate. I know there's public perception that's very positive, and also a few of them are finding it to be a challenge. But talk about the adoption rate with respect to your clients. Has it been a pretty easy sell?
Once you get people understand it's not a prototype, it's not a demo, it's not science fiction, then all is good. So landing the first hospital was hard. Getting the second one was hard. Then the next one and the next one's a lot easier. Same on the casino side. Same on the HOA residential side. We have multiple Fortune 500 companies as clients. So just getting the word out and people seeing it in real life makes a huge difference. And one of the ways where we've been able to overcome that is the Robot Roadshow. So if you go to knightscope.com/roadshow, we've got this crazy, robot aquarium running around the country, showing the technology to people so they can not be PowerPointed to death or Zoomed to death. They can actually come and see the machines live in the real world.
Hey, Bill, by the way, Bill Lee is our guest. He's the president of Knightscope. And of course, you've seen right there on the screen here, these are not prototypes. This is not an experiment. These are the actual units in working order. Once again, their stock symbol KSCP, like the radio station, KSPC, Knightscope.com. Hey, Bill, we only have a few minutes left here, and we do have to get you to San Diego. What's next for you guys as a company for the next 18 months? Because obviously, you're at the tip of the spear of this, and you're on the streets. It can only get better from here, I'm assuming.
Yep, growth, and growth. One of the big things that we've been working on for a year and a half now is a cybersecurity approval from the U.S. federal government. So we're about a year and a half in. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have an ATO or an authority to operate. I think that's going to be, a big step for the company. But in the meantime, we're growing our existing client base. We're, announcing new meaningful growth announcements pretty much every week, like clockwork. So it's happening. And we're changing the robot, changing the world one robot at a time, as I like to say.
And what's interesting about this is that I can't wait to see, what happens to you as some of these municipalities start picking you up. Like, when will we see this stuff at stadiums, right? I mean, that's a worldwide need. And even if it's just for just one lane of enforcement, it doesn't have to be, there's not lasers coming out and killing everybody.
Sully, the game changers, it's actually the results. Like, oh, cool robot. Like, that looks really neat. I wonder what it does. But if you go to Knightscope.com/crime, just go to the crime page, you can see all the positive impact the machines have had on society already. That's when it gets juicy. When you're actually able to stop an armed gunman or, issue a warrant to a sexual predator or stop a domestic violence abuse case, that makes a huge impact on clients. And that's why we've got clients that have renewed 3 times, 4 times, 5 years now. So it's the actual crazy technology is working.
Yeah, I think it is, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next. Bill, thank you so much for joining us, and once again, I'm getting it on San Diego. We're going to start covering this.
We need to get the band to do a little jingle for KSCP.
Well, you know what? We'll write a jingle. Not so much the new drummer kid, but the other guys will. All right, we got you, Bill. We got you covered. All right. In fact, they're going to play you out right now. Good to talk to you, pal. I'll see you soon. Bill Lee, KSCP. And what'd you do if you saw one of those R2D2 things, man?
You know how barking dog will stop somebody, momentarily from breaking into your house? I think just the visual of that makes you kind of stop and make yourself aware.
Well, of course.
Especially if you're.
Well, I think at first people are not going to think it's for real.
No, of course not.
And until you walk up and it zaps you.